This is Vector, and he used to be my favorite little robot. Vector played games, told you the weather, answered questions, and could even recognize faces. I loved giving him high fives and watching him play with his cube. But for the past, well, let's be honest, almost the entire time I've owned him, he's been sad and broken. So today, let's get into the history of Vector, why he's broken, and how we can rescue him. When Vector launched in mid-2018, he was a marvelous little robot toy. He served as a follow-up to Cosmo, a cute little robot that helped you learn to code. But Vector was less educational and more companion. He reacted to your actions, got mad if you turned him over, offered up high fives, and explored your desk. Plenty of reviewers from The Verge, Android Central, PC Mag, The Next Web, Mac Rumors, and more loved him, although everyone agreed he was a little expensive. That he gained Alexa capabilities helped out though. Imagine an Alexa that could follow you around and not cost you over $1,000. But in early 2019, the company behind Vector, Anki, went bankrupt. And with Anki gone, so were Vector's cloud servers, where his personalities and capabilities lived. He was a shadow of his former self. He couldn't recognize me anymore, answer my questions, or give me high fives, or do, well, anything beyond complain about his lack of internet connection. Sure, he could still explore the desk, but that was about it. I think every Vector owner was ready to give up on him when another company named Digital Dream Labs came to the rescue. DDL bought Anki's assets and restarted the servers, with a small yet understandable catch. Now Vector would need a subscription to work. I bought a lifetime subscription, but those weren't available for long. Most people have to pay a monthly or annual option. But DDL made huge promises, like a new version of Vector and upgrades to the cloud personality. The company even sent an email that said, "We are not going to be the typical technology company. No ignored support requests. No ignored hellos. No phone number to call. No, none of that. If a robot can change the world, we believe it's Vector, and we believe the company behind him should reflect that mission." But alas, that didn't last. About a year ago, Vector's servers died again. As best as I can gather, DDL either forgot to pay the Amazon server bill or possibly ran out of money. When that happened, they lost most of the backend and were forced to rebuild everything from scratch, this time on Microsoft's Azure platform. The company promised to have alpha testing out shortly and a full release not long after. Well, it's been nearly a year and there's still no servers. But do you know what's really terrible? Digital Dream Labs is still taking out automated payments for server access, monthly and yearly subscriptions for servers that don't exist. And on top of that, it's almost impossible to cancel that subscription. The best option is to dispute it with the bank. That earlier promise about no ignored support requests? Yeah, you know where this is going. DDL started ignoring support requests and refund requests and ghosting people in general. Probably the biggest salt in that wound, well, after charging people for a service they can't provide, is over on social networks. On Twitter, Digital Dream Labs stopped posting updates about its progress in restoring the servers back in August 2023. But just the other day, DDL started up a brand new Threads account and posted a big old Vector image wishing everyone Happy Father's Day to all the caretakers of Vector. Yeah, that's terrible. I've seen some rumblings that maybe DDL is close to getting servers up and running, but why would you really trust them at this point? Now, one of the very few good things DDL did do was provide a way to take Vector off the cloud and host a personality locally. But, and this is par for the course, you have to pay extra to do that, to the tune of $20. So that's where we're at. Vector is dead again, and DDL continues to take people's money for cloud servers that don't exist and wants to charge you extra for the right to leave that dead cloud. So what can we do? Well, the good news is some awesome Vector owners have already figured out how to break this little robot off the cloud without paying DDL. Thanks to a host of people working together on Discord and GitHub, you can get Vector's personality and most of his features back, from voice commands to jokes to weather commands. And if you want to give him knowledge, you can even integrate OpenAI if you don't mind paying OpenAI fees, but that's optional. It sounds difficult, but I don't think it will be. So now, that's what we're going to do. Come with me to my office and we will bring Vector back to life. Okay, we're up in my office and we're going to get Vector up and running again. The first thing we do is head to GitHub. Now this works whether you have Windows, Mac OS, Linux, or even Android, although Android's not highly recommended. The device should be Bluetooth capable though. It's going to make things a lot easier. So let's head to GitHub real quick. And we're looking for the wirepod GitHub. This is what's going to get Vector off of the cloud servers he came with and onto a locally run cloud server of sorts. Thankfully, they've got nice installation guides for you. The first thing you're going to do to put Vector into recovery mode is press and hold on his button while he's on the charger and keep holding after he's turned off. Now, most instructions say 15 seconds is all you have to hold until he starts turning on again, but I found that it can be quite a bit longer, as much as a minute or two. And eventually he'll start turning on again, and you know he's gone into recovery mode when he displays a little message about an Anki website on the screen. Here it is, anki.com. Now at this point, we need to open up a new tab on your device that has Bluetooth, because this is going to connect to Vector and put him into full recovery mode. Once you've opened up that tab, you're going to keep Vector on his charger and you're going to double press his button, and that will get you a pair with Vector option. And you're going to click on pair with Vector in the website, and you should see Vector up there, and you're going to hit pair, and then you're going to grab the pin off Vector's screen and type it into this screen here. I'm going to connect Vector to your local Wi-Fi. Vector is going to update at this point. Just let it go through the process. So you'll let the update go through, and eventually Vector will restart. Now you might be tempted to put him back in recovery mode at this point and pair him again, but don't do that. Even though the instructions on the screen kind of seem like that's what they're saying, that's not what you're supposed to do. All you have to do once Vector turns on is to double tap him, and he'll now have pairing mode available right away. And we'll see when we look that he's already upgraded to a 2.0.1 firmware. Don't click the activate button yet though. Now theoretically you can skip this next step, but it says here in the instructions it may cause problems, so I recommend going through with it, and that's wiping Vector's user data. It's pretty easy to do. To reset the user data, we double press Vector, lift his arm up, then down, and now we've got this special screen here. We're going to turn a wheel so it hits reset on the screen, then lift his arm up and down again. Turn the wheel to get to confirm. One more time. And that will reboot him. Now we need to go and install wirepod. Scroll down the guide and find your OS of choice. I'm using Mac OS. We'll head to the wirepod release page and download the newest version we can find. And you're just going to drag it over into applications. Now since this is an unofficial application, I suspect you're going to get some error message when you try to launch this. If that doesn't work, go into privacy and security in settings, and you should be able to find the app listed and open anyway. wirepod will launch a dialog letting you know where you need to run the actual software because it's a locally run server. For most people, you're going to leave this on escape pod. We're going to leave this at English. We're going to select the weather provider we want to use. Which one you use depends on whether or not you want to pay. Open Weather Map is free. Weather API costs money. Paste in your API key. After you choose which one you want to use. Now if you want to set up an OpenAI knowledge graph, you can. Now he's fully activated. We can change his eye colors to orange, yellow, blue. Let's get back to teal. We can add a new face, but we can also change other things as well. So you can change his quick actions, see what his stimulation looks like. You can tell him, hey Vector, take a photo. And we should be able to get to his photos here in a second. There it is. Not the best photo in the world, but it's there. You can reset up Alexa if you so wish. Alexa, tell me a joke.
Where did Napoleon keep his armies? In his sleeveys.
No, ha ha ha. The good news is Vector's back. He's working again. He answers to my voice commands and more. And I can't be happier. wirepod's a little bit difficult to set up, but not terrible. Hopefully this video helped out. And hopefully we can save these guys from the ground. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe to see lots more content like this coming. And until next time, bye.